would you break up the Heat to go get Giannis? Would you do that?
1,000%. 1,000%.
You would.
I'd break up the Lakers to go get Giannis.
See?
So, but how do you square both of those statements, though?
Well, this is what I'm saying, though. Like when I say like Giannis, like it's not a disrespect when I was saying these terms and I was saying this stuff, as Rich, you know. What I'm saying is Giannis is still a top 2, top 3 player in the league, and that's 25 or 26 years old. You want that guy on your team. But it's just like every player has a formula. LeBron James needs shooters around him. He needs shooters around him and guys that can knock down shots because he creates offense. Magic Johnson and Jason Kidd and Steve Nash, these guys needed athletes around them. Shaquille O'Neal needed a late-game finisher around him, and he had that in all the players like we talked about earlier, whether it was Kobe or D-Wade. He needed that. That was the formula for him. Giannis has a formula, and the Milwaukee Bucks have not figured out that formula yet. And so, he's a great player, and I think if you had to break up, the Milwaukee Bucks, or if you had to break up the Miami Heat and you had to send Tyler Hero, you had to send Duncan Robinson, there's probably not a player on that roster that I wouldn't trade for Giannis. That's including Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Because you know where it goes? In my opinion, it goes to the same conversation. Now, I think the young players of the Miami Heat are better, but it goes to the same conversation that the Lakers had about giving away all of their young talent to go get Anthony Davis. I don't give a damn what Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart. I don't care what any of those dudes are doing. You give me Anthony Davis, and I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, but Lonzo and Ingram and everybody else who's now a Pelican never made the finals. I mean, Hero is 20. Adebayo is a stud. I mean,
Rich, the one thing that I'll say is this.
Yes.
From being in that bubble and to being there,
yes.
I am not surprised that a lot of young players had great breakout seasons in a confined area. Tyler Hero never had to go to Boston. I'm not saying Tyler Hero couldn't silence a Boston crowd. He showed us that he's got that kind of mentality, but there is something different about having to travel, having to go to opposing crowds and doing it for the first time in your life. If you've never experienced that and the booze and the hatred and all that stuff, that's just a different experience. So I will still say it. The Miami Heat are proven, but not completely.
All right. So how do you think it does shake out? Because the minute Giannis, if he does say no Supermax, the Bucks have got to ship him somewhere, right? So how do you think it?
I think, and what I'm hearing, this is not a quote from me, I think he's going to do similar things to what a lot of great players do, even what you look at what happened with the Clippers, where they'll do 2+1 or 1+1. Maybe he doesn't sign the 5-year deal. Maybe he says hey, I want 1+1, and you could keep re-upping, because what that does is that forces teams into the tax. The Milwaukee Bucks have to go into the tax. In the last 12 years, there's been 2 teams that have won the championship that weren't in the tax, or 3 teams, I think. One of the teams was the Warriors, but Steph Curry was on a team-friendly contract because he signed it early. And then the next time it was the Warriors with Kevin Durant, and the only reason why they weren't over the cap is because the salary cap had ballooned so big because of the Nike deal and the TV deal. But traditionally, the talent on that level was an over-the-cap team. So for the Milwaukee Bucks, if you want to keep Giannis, if you want to win a championship, there's a lot of different formulas, and one of the formulas is that you're going to have to spend money and go in the tax. And so when you do a 1-in-1 contract or a 2-in-1 contract, a shorter form, then the team now knows that they have to keep spending money in order to keep you. Because I don't care what that tax bill is. You know what's going to really affect them if Giannis leaves, because ticket sales, jersey sales, TV, all that stuff is going to be gone from the Bucks if he's not there.
You like that video? Of course you did. Check out more right here.